Diana. Hi, Sharon. How you guys doing? Everything's going well. New Year's. My daughter was sick, so she stayed home, and she's fine now. She just caught the bug from Christmas from my great niece, and then but other than that, we've been fine. My husband's had a slight cold, but he live. Anyway, let me close this other door real quick, because when I close the door, they all know when they come in here, I'm on a live. So give me a quick second. I gotta untrap myself here. Close this door real quick. Whoa. Okay. I'm a bum today. I'm going to tell you that right now. My hair's not fixed. I had a big ginormous t-shirt on. It's been a crazy day. I've had doctor appointment first thing this morning. I had switched out my internet because part of the problem that I had when I was doing the Atlas Live, my internet was intermittently just going out for no reason. They couldn't explain it, can't explain it unless I call them when it goes out, and it usually goes out when I'm working or when I was on live and didn't know it. But anyway, so I switched internets this weekend, and because I have to be wired in for my job, I can't work wirelessly for my job. I had to change where the box was plugged, the modem and router were plugged into, and all that kind of fun stuff. So after a doctor's appointment, I worked right at the end of my day when I was trying to get a file closed. That was very important that I had to be done. He shows up. So I'm running around. I'm thinking, why did I schedule a live? But I scheduled it. I made it. So, and Happy New Year to you all. Okay, let's see. All right, great. All right, we got 5 of us here, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Guys, I've already started the bag. And first of all, I want to thank Jen for allowing me to do this. She was very kind to allow me to do this. This is an older pattern of Sincerely Jen. She's the Regina Flange vegetable wallet. She just released the last few days a remake or an updated version of the Joey, one of her first, I think it was her first pattern. I don't have that one. But I found this probably last year sometime when I was buying probably either one of the wallets or whatnot. It is the Marcel Barrel bag. Whoops. This is a 2021 pattern. Whoop, whoop. Let's do it this way. There we go. It is an absolute adorable bag. I bought it, kind of put it aside, and I thought, it was right before Christmas. I sat down and made it real quick. I'll show you the one I made. I kind of got crazy. I got confused on how some of the pieces went together. So I'm going to go over that with you because I got confused. But, oops, already dropping stuff, guys. Already dropping stuff. Ugh. Okay. But anyways, I made my first one out of cotton and faux suede. I wanted something Christmassy looking, or some wintry looking. And I've had this fabric for a long time. I'm talking many years, because I actually bought this fabric as a fat quarter pack from Fat Quarter Shop when it was part of her fat quarter. She had it as part of her little fat quarter monthly thing, and this was one of the ones, and it was after the season ended, and I bought the pack because it has cute little Christmas. It had this little snowman. It has candy canes. It's really, really cute. It has other ones too as well. But anyway, so when I started cutting it, I thought this was my exterior with the red backing on the snowman. I thought that was going to be the exterior of the bag, so that's what I cut. And then I realized that this part was the exterior when I cut it. So of course it's flip-flopped. So there's my green. Hi, Delphina. Oh, thank you so much, Delphina. I appreciate it. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to be in terribly long. But I shouldn't say that, right? I better not say that. I'll be a liar. But anyways, so what she has you do is she says on the pattern 2 exterior pieces for each, this part and that part. If you want them to match, then you will obviously do the same. So when you've got your pieces, think about the rectangle with the snap pictures on it. That goes, when it says exterior, that's what she talks about in her pattern, with that being the exterior, because it'll have the snap picture on it and it's like a rectangular shape. And then you have the one that's got it's got a little divot in it. I'll show you. This is the one we're making tonight. It's got a little divot in it like that. You can see that little divot. This is the outside, obviously, because I've got the straps already on it, the outside of the bag. So I wanted to go over that. And then the sides, what I did is I did a faux suede. This is Annette's faux suede, Tula Bee's faux suede, in her forest green. And so I thought I'd do that. And it's a really soft. So this is just a nice, soft, comfy bag. Word to the wise, which I should have known better. When you use cotton and you decide you want to quilt it, don't cut your pieces out first. Hi, Caitlin. But don't quilt it, then cut your pieces. I knew better. I'm so used to doing vinyl. When I switch to cotton, sometimes I go brain dead. This did shrink roughly almost 1/4 of an inch. I was able to make it work. I do have some puckering around the sides because of that, which this is my bag, so it's no big deal. But anyways, so I wanted to show that. And I know my handles are the wrong color. I didn't have enough of this left to make my handles. It's not that noticeable unless I point it out, which I just did. But it is, I wanted to show you the features of this bag. So this bag has this cute little feature. This is, I think, what I love most about the bag. So this is your front. You've got a pocket here, and it's got the snaps. A pocket here with the snaps. I'm carrying this right now, so you're going to see all my goodies in my purse, which I don't have much. I don't carry much. And then you got your interior of the bag like that. And it's a nice little roomy bag. I mean, I've got a wallet, I've got some candy, the tiny little planner, a notebook, and then it has a zipper pocket in it. So it's a nice little bag. Now, the pattern was written as a bound bag. She does have a tutorial out there where you can do a drop-in. I haven't watched it fully. I've only watched a little bit of it, but I did bound. Mine is bound, and tonight we're going to do a bound one. It's not that hard. I mean, the only part that's bound is this part right here. That's it. So it's real easy. It does get snug in a couple spots because it is a nice little round here. But as long as you obviously take it slow, it's not that big a deal. Let me think. But yeah, that's it. That's a cute little bag. It's absolutely adorable bag. Okay. Now, and if I miss you, I'm sorry. I'm hoping I get everybody. So again, this is what we're making tonight. I'm going to move my camera over just a little bit because all you can see is my goofy sewing machine. There we go. Just don't look at my mess. I'm in the process of trying to clean this mess again. I am going to get rid of some fabric. I'm going to get rid of quilt kits that I bought many, many years ago that I've never made. Not all of them. I can't do that. So be on the lookout for, I mean, we're talking serious cutoffs, serious sales. But anyway, so here's my 2 front panels. This is going to be, we're in the front pocket where we're going to have the pocket. I've got one already completed. So you've got this piece here. This is the front. I'm making this my front panel. I put a cute little handmade tag there. And then, hi Diane. And then this is the lining on the inside of the pocket flap. So this is a waterproof, a water resistant canvas I got from My Handmade Space. It's nice and thin. I really like it because it's a nice thin vinyl. But I got my snaps on it. So a note on my bag that I'm using a 3/4 inch snap on it. It is a serious snap, which you probably know if you've made enough bags. I'm going to use 1/2 inch snaps on this bag because I will, Delphina. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I'm off a couple days next week at the end of the week, and I'm going to seriously try to purge stuff. I mean, I really got to do it. I mean, you see this up here? That's half right here. That is pieces, it's scraps, it's cut 2.5 inch squares. I have cut 1.5 inch squares. I mean, I have 2.5 inch pre-cut squares, 5 inch pre-cut square. I mean, it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And then now I've got vinyl everywhere, and I've got another order from Tulip Bee coming in. Go figure. Anyways, so I'm using 1/2 inch because this 3/4 inch are really strong, and I have to like do this to pull it apart. And I think this will make it easier, and it's not heavy, so we're good with that. Anyway, so, and this is from Sallie Tomato. I do have it linked in my description. All of the fabrics I'm using is linked in my description. This is Tulip Bee, Timeless Tones, Noir, Sallie Tomato, Lumberjack cork. This is her cork, and it's got a real nice backing on it. And then, yeah, and the sides and the bottom is going to be the Noir, the Timeless Tones from Annette as well. I think that's it. Again, I'm binding the bag. Oh, also, I decided to do 2 zipper pockets in this one because she writes it with just 1 zipper pocket. I went ahead and did 2 zipper pockets just for fun. Yes. Announcement. That's good. Thank you, Sharon. So if you are a Nomi, go get your calendar. You do have a discount for the calendar. Of course, she has to charge shipping. I got mine. When I got off work, I got mine. Tomorrow, it's live for everybody. And it's an awesome calendar. It's a great calendar. So don't forget Saya Swag bags. If you're not a Nomi, which is our Patreon levels, she gives that to them first today, and then she will open it live for everybody. So be on the lookout first thing tomorrow morning when it's live. And then I put a cute little one of Kasaya's little tags. It's so cute. It's just so cute. I thought that's just cute. I love this plaid. It is adorable. Anyway, so let's get started. So let's not prolong it any more than we have to. So again, this one's completed. If you can see, it's nice and completed. So we're going to sew one of these together real quick. I'm going to take my jacket off. Like I said, I am a bum tonight, you guys. I have my big, ginormous Zion National Park t-shirt on. I have very little makeup on. Hair is not fixed, so I had to rush out the door and first thing this morning for that doctor's appointment. So anyways, and it was just a follow-up on my hands, my arthritis on my hands. So it was nothing major. Nothing major. Just had to get my stuff, blood work done, and talk about genetics, you know? I always have to say thank you, Mom, every time I look at my hands or talk about my hands. But my hands are actually worse than my mom's. But anyways, so she gives you markings on the pattern. Now, she does cut on folds, but when I do folds on vinyl or cork, I always print it twice and put them together because I don't like to cut on fold on vinyls, corks, heavier, thicker material. Oh, Lindiana. Well, hopefully payday soon. I know she said she ordered a few more than what the questionnaire came back at. So if you filled a questionnaire, hi, Jacqueline, or Jeannie. Oh my gosh. These things are messing me up, these names. But she gives you placements. So you got your placements for your connectors. So she makes it really easy for you. All right. So you're going to take your, this is called the pocket panel, the exterior piece of your pocket panel, and your lining panel here. She gives you pocket panel lining. So you're just going to take that one, going to put them right sides together, and then you're going to sew only from here, this little divot, right where this little divot is, you're going to start sewing right here. And then you're going to go around the top and stop sewing here. Do not complete the full panel because you're going to turn it and you're going to have, that's going to be your top part. So you're going to start from one little side here and stop right here. So let's go ahead and get this done. Like I said, I'm trying so hard tonight to be so prepared, so ready, and we can get this done. And let's cross our fingers. Toni does not make any crazy, stupid, let's say, silly mistakes. How's that sound? Ugh. All right, just going to clip a few clips here. Of course, she gives you the seam allowance in here. So you're going to stitch it. Again, you're going to start right off to the side at the seam allowance that she gives you. You're going to go up there and then up and around. And I am going to sew this way. All right, let me get my seam back. I got a full bobbin too, so I'm just so proud of myself. So watch me mess up something, right? If you always want a good laugh, come to see one of my lives. I'm going to tell you what. My lives are oh, you guys, I'm prepared. I got everything so prepared I forgot to turn on my sewing machine. All right, let's get going. Just kind of go over and then just, oh, there went that clip. But anyways, yeah, I am trying to purge, and that's kind of what too when I want to do this live. I didn't do anything at the first of the year. I've kind of been quiet since right before Christmas. But anyway, trying to get some things done and cleaned out in case I end up moving this year. I don't know. It's up in the air. My daughter got a new job, so we don't know what's going on right now. But anyway, oops, my clippy's out of the way. There we go. But I've got, again, there's so much stuff I have. A while back, I counted, and I can't even remember how many quilt kits that I bought, quilt kits that I created. It's ridiculous. And then, like I say, the fabric, I've got like a cubie full of fat quarters, a cubie full of 10-inch squares. I have 3/4 of a cubie full of 5-inch squares. Yes, she's so nervous. She's her old boss who quit where she's at now, went to a new company and brought her along and made her an offer she couldn't refuse. She has to go in the office and work in the office until she can move, because of it's all logistical stuff. But again, yeah, she made her an offer she couldn't refuse. So and it's not the stress is supposed to be a lot less, and that is my biggest thing that my daughter was. I could see, I mean, it was the stress that she was under was ridiculous, and it just made things miserable for a lot of people. All right, so see where I stitched it, and then I stopped it there. So now we're going to turn it right side out. Yeah, I don't know, like I said, I don't know what we're doing yet, because we've always kind of did a combined living thing. And most likely, she'll be on her own, which is fine. She's a grown adult. It's just, like I say, I mean, I'll tell you. We just shared, things and expenses, so it works out. I mean, of course, you have your typical mother-daughter moments, but we get along. I am very, very blessed to have a daughter that I get very along with. Both of my kids, actually. And I'm just kind of pushing that out like that. I'm going to go ahead and I think I should be able to. It's not so thick that I can't push it down, so I'm just pushing my lining. But anyway, so, and me and my husband, well, we're not spring chickens anymore. And so, We'll see. All right, so once you get that done, you're going to top stitch from here all the way around like we just did our sewing. So we're going to go ahead and just only that spot there. Still keep this open. You do not want, that's true, Lindiana. I'm going to tell you what, that is true. And that's kind of why things are still up in the air right now. But anyway, I'm not going to go too deep. I'm not going too deep. Sorry, guys. But anyway, all right. So I'm top stitching again. Only this area that we did the stitching. I need to poke this out a little bit. Again, this is such a dark, cutest little bag. I'm going to tell you what. If you looking for a small bag for a craft show, I can see this, like you say, she wrote it. She wrote it with cotton. Of course, you know, she says you can use others, but it was written with the cotton bag. And I'm going to tell you what, you could probably make these out of, well, you can make them out of cotton, but you could probably, because there's not a lot of hardware, make this and sell this at a reasonable price at a craft show. And I've already got craft shows scheduled for this. Well, it's this year now, huh? I've already got craft shows scheduled in March. I'm so excited. I'm getting a jump start on some craft shows. I've learned a lot last year on craft shows. So, got a jump start. I've got 2 scheduled in March. One isn't, was there last year. Another one's a whole new location, and I'm going on to the west side of Cincinnati, which I do have people that I've work with currently, and one that recently retired, that she lives on the west side. So I will be obviously reaching out to her. And isn't that gorgeous? Jeannie, this is from Sallie Tomato. It's lumberjack cork. And I do have it linked in my, my link will just take you to the cork fabrics, but I think it's on the front page. And if you scroll down, it's really easy to find. Isn't that adorable? I love it. All right. So we got that done. Let me get my pattern back up. Of course, my tablet went to sleep. Okay. So once you get that done, she has you do the lining pocket, which of course I've already got those done with an extra zipper pocket in it. You could put a slip pocket, you know, of course, that's completely up to you. So once you get this completed, you will set them aside. But this, I'm just letting you know, because that's how the pattern is written. You're going to set it aside, and then you're going to grab, let me get these, I got my pieces getting it all discombobulated here. You're going to grab the main panel. So this is what I got confused with. This is called the main panel. So I thought this was the exterior. Well, pay attention. Don't be like me. Well, this says pocket panel, and that's what goes on the outside. So if you decide to get this, pocket panel is the exterior piece. This is pocket panel here. This is main panel here. Okay. I just made those out. Like I said, it's a bunch of fat quarters. So it was for me, and it was a fun test sew for me. And so I made it crazy. I don't carry it but to a couple places anyways, so it's not a big deal. So you're going to grab your main panels. Your main panels will have the female snaps on them. Both of them will have snaps. Again, I'm only using 1/2-inch snaps instead of the 3/4 that I used on the big bag, on my bag, because those, if you can hear them as I hand them, you just kind of got to pull it apart. And I think this will be a lot better. It'll still secure, and you won't have to like be aggressive with the bag, especially if you make it out of just cotton. I kind of crazy on my interfacing on the back. Oh, you have it? Yes, you do, Lindiana. It is adorable. I bought it, like I said, I bought it last year sometime. But anyways, so yeah, Diane, this is how I'm finding some of them. I went on Facebook, and of course you have to be careful, but I went on Facebook. I'm going to get my panels here. I'm going to put this aside. But I went on Facebook and there's this, it's called Ohio. They might have one for Illinois, but it's like Ohio Craft Fairs Facebook page. And I was gonna say, as long as you're careful and as long as you check it out, that's how I'm finding some of them. Besides family members telling me, I have had like a couple of them. I've had like my sister, the one I'm going to in March, at the end of March. I went to them last year. I'm looking for something. What am I looking for? My zippers. Did I leave my hardware? All right, I need to go grab me. See, look. I thought I had my zipper. I don't know what I did with my, I was over there yesterday at my other table sewing because I did those panels on my domestic because it's so thin. My wood, my industrial wouldn't work. I just gotta get my little bag of hardware. Plus I've been cleaning, like I said. So let me grab a zipper. Pay no mind to how terrible I look, because again, like I said, I've got this big bulky shirt on. Whew. These little black, I can't remember where I got these little black zippers at. I think I got them from My Handmade Space. I'm not sure, but I think they're so cute. Pretty sure that's where I got them from. And they and they have a hardware sale going right now. Anybody who's interested, My Handmade Space, they have a hardware sale going. 15% off. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. 15% off hardware. That's an awesome deal. And they ship fast. They ship fast. You just have to wait on the post office. That's what takes the longest, is the post office to deliver it. But other than that, they ship like, I mean, lickety split. Okay. So I'm taking my, let me get my names again, main panel pieces, right? Is that what I called them? Yeah. Main panel piece, both of those. So you're going to have them. Again, you should already have your snaps installed. She does that. She has you do that at the beginning of the pattern. You're going to get your main zipper. Let me cut it. I haven't cut it yet. I think this is so cute. I got the black hardware. I don't know. I mean, do you guys, I surely can't be the only one. Hopefully I'm not the only one who sits down, that stinks up of a bag, and then they start putting it together and realizing, oh, move my cart out of the way. Now I got to reach to get my scissors, zipper scissors. But anyways, I started putting this together. I've had this cork for maybe over a year. I think I've had it that long. And I just wasn't sure what to put it in. And I kind of held off using it. But I decided to use it on this bag. And I really think it's really cute. That's not straight. That'll mess me up. All right. Yeah, it's they are just slow, Lindy, and I don't know. I don't comment. But anyways, okay. So you're going to get your so measure it out. She gives you the measurements. If you use like a pre-made zipper, she lets you know what size is a pre-made zipper. But if you're using zipper by the yard, she gives you a size for that. So she covers both angles in case you don't use zipper by the yard. Obviously, I'm doing zipper by the yard. You're going to get your zipper. Make sure it's the right length. Don't cut it extra, because this will be what I call a closed zipper, meaning you're going to have tabs on the end. Now, she has you cut 2 exterior and 2 lining, but I'm kind of like in the way of Kasaya. Nobody's going to see underneath it once it's on the bag, so I'm not cutting linings. And this is a nice backing anyways. It's got a really great backing, so I'm not worried about putting a lining piece. But if you are, obviously cut out 2 linings for your zipper. So I'm going to go ahead and put my zipper tabs on. I'm going to sew this on first, and then I'll put my zipper pull on. So I'm going to sew my zipper tabs on. So I'm going to do the one on the left side first. Let's see. Let me get the measurement. Okay. I was just checking the seam allowance because she does have a different allowance in here than typical. I will say that. Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm bad, Lindiana. I'm really bad. I blame Annette for having a sale. No. I could just say no, right? Just say no. But anyway, yeah, I ended up buying some things. Well, I got a bag, an order for a bag. And there were a couple of things that I did in my mind I felt I needed. So I'm just going to flip it over and top stitch it just like we do any other tab. But anyways, and I fell for that sale that she had on New Year's Day only. It was like just a New Year's Day deal. I think she had, it was like a 26-hour sale. But anyways, so I'm bad. All right. So there's one. Now I'm going to put my zipper pull on. You could double zipper pull this. It would still be cute as a double zipper pull. I'm just using one because I'll probably sell this. And while zippers don't cost much, I don't have a lot of these zippers left, especially since I did 2 pockets. So I wanted to match my zippers. That's not the right way. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Boom. Ah, can't get it together. Oh, wow. I don't watch a lot of So Hungry Hippie. And I think it's, I like bright, vibrant colors, but I just, I don't know. I've just seen a few of her, I've seen a few of her things on, and then we're going to put our zipper tab on the other side. Just make sure you put your zipper pull on, obviously. So let's get this sewn on. But yeah, I've seen her stuff on Emmeline, because Emmeline sells some So Hungry Hippie stuff. But you know, I try not to find new places. And then I found My Handmade Space. I blame Kasaya on that. But yeah, I found My Handmade Space, got hooked in, and I tried, and I did really did good on that. I got the hardware when they had the sale at Christmas time. And but I got hooked into their water resistant canvas. It's it reminds me of Annette's striped canvas that she sells. It's thinner than Annette's canvas, and they have solid colors in it. So if anybody's interested in looking for a lighter weight canvas, and looking for like a solid, that canvas is, I really like it, because I bought more after that. But that's it. I'm done, right? No, I have to be done. Okay, zipper is on, so it's ready to go. So you're going to grab one of your panels. I'm going to get up my tape, take a sip of water and get out my tape. I don't even know how many people is watching. I'm sorry, I'm not even paying attention. Hi, Sabrina. So I'm going to put this on. I keep missing. I'm going to tell you what, work just gets in the way of my live video watching anymore. Oh. This will sew all the way across. You're going to sew it all the way across, so you don't need to worry about making markings where you got to start and drop it off. So that's really nice, because it's going to, since you got the tabs on, you're going to go straight across. So I'm going to place my zipper face down, right sides together. Sew Yours liner text. Okay. Yeah, I've looked at Sew Yours. You know, I think the last time I made an order, I'm going to find my center of my zipper. I was trying to decide between Sew Yours and My Handmade Space. I was wanting some of their, some of her, it's the stuff she uses for her wallets. And I'm not sure if that's liner text or not. I'm putting this face down. I'm marking my, I forgot to mark the center on this panel. And the only reason I ended up buying some at My Handmade Space was I think it was the hardware, honestly. I wanted the hardware that they had. I got the cutest little purse bag pulls. They're like little purses, and they're zipper pulls from My Handmade Space. The cutest little things. So that is why I did that. But I do want to eventually get some at Sew Yours. So guys, I have been wanting to go to a retreat. I've talked about it before. I almost had myself talked into Lynn's. The one with Keziah and Susan. I almost had myself talked into that. And I'm going to tell you why I won't do it. Well, the cost is a lot, which it's a lot to spend, but it's also, I'm sure it's affordable because it covers a lot. So I got my zipper on, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab my, where's it at? There it is. You're going to grab your lining piece, your inside lining piece. That goes right sides to this piece. Make sure you grab the right piece, not well, they're already sewn on there, but this is the piece you want to use, and you're going to put that right sides together to your zipper like a zipper sandwich. If you're not comfortable doing it this way, always baste it on first and then put this on. But I'm used to doing it. But anyway, so I wanted to go to the Lens, and I almost had myself completely talked into it. I mean, I tell my husband I'm driving myself up there 6 hours by myself, which he doesn't like. But anyway, all this and that, so on and so forth. And then Barbie comes out and talks about her retreat. I'm like, oh my gosh, Jim, how about let's go to Florida in April and I can go to retreat. You can sit in the room, because this one you can have, somebody with you. You're not in a room with someone else. Not that I have problems with other people. That would be hard for me. I'm not going to lie. So we're sandwiched together, and then we're going to sew this on at the seam allowance that she gives you. But anyways, but yeah, I'm thinking, now I'm trying to talk him in going to Barbie's. We'll see. Because I do like, hers is a little more, I don't want to say free, but I mean, you've got your 2 days, well, 2.5 days of sewing. But then I got thinking, I'm like, well, why don't we then go, and then just make a week of it? Well, I've mentioned before, my husband's not a, he's not a getter outer and doer anymore. So we'll see. All right, just moving my zipper pull out of the way. There we go. Make sure it stays. Nope, my water. I don't want to spill that. So we'll see. I do really want to go to one. All right, so we're going to do our typical fold it out, pull your zipper where it's like, zipper is at the top. Flatten this out, and then you're going to top stitch on your panels. Yeah, Sharon, like I said, it's not against the people and I was telling my daughter's like, no way. That's a deal breaker for me. But you have to be a really, really outgoing person to do that. And I'm outgoing, but I don't know. But with Barbies, you get the hotel. On my back. Sorry about that. I forgot to put myself on Do Not Disturb. Am I back? Thumbs up if I'm back. Give me a thumbs. Give me a thumbs up if I'm back. Oh, all right. I am now on Do Not Disturb. Sorry about that. I looked up and I seen a call coming through, and I'm like, darn it. All right. Woo. All right. So we're gonna do that to the other side real quick. But yeah, I don't, like I say, and so that's what is drawing me towards Barbies, is that idea. I think it's kind of neat. Get my center found here. And then I'm thinking, we could go ahead and stay there and then just travel that side. We've been on that side before, but we've been down to Fort Myers, which it's all right, but we stayed there because we have a friend at church who has a condo in Fort Myers. So make sure you sew it the right way. And also, you know how silly I am. Goofball me. When I sewed on my zipper panel, because she does her pattern, she just has you do a welt pocket. I do zipper panels, and I just picked one of my zipper panel patterns that I saved that I like, and then just adjust it according to her measurements of the zipper that she has. But anyway, I sewed the placket on, got my pocket ready, put my pocket on, and then when I went to fold my pocket up to sew it to the back of the zipper, I realized I forgot to put my zipper on. I mean, thank goodness I didn't do that on live, right? And now all I did was go ahead and put my zipper on. I stitched back over the bottom. So that's double stitched here at the bottom. But you can't tell because it's a lot of black, and this black thread is, this black thread of Kasai is really deep with black coloring. You can't see it at all. But anyway, when I was sewing my handles on, whew, it was hard. Oops, Toni forgot something. The zipper. Silly me. So you're going to take your other side. Right sides together with the main panel. Center it. Oops, I marked the center on the other side of my zipper, but I didn't mark the center on this side. So let me get the center. Should be able to line it up with the panels, but we're just going to go ahead and mark it. But anyways, I started to make a faux pas? Is that what you call it? So I'm going to get this started. My snaps are trying to snap with each other. I'm going to hold that there, and then I'm going to grab this and get this on. So we're just going to get this clipped up, put on. But anyway. I'm going to use a little tape. This canvas is very slippery. So I'm going to throw some tape on there. No, Barbie's does not include the motel. But she said that she's got like a rate secured. I don't know what it is yet, but she'll have a rate secured for the rooms, because they're using a conference room at the hotel. So the hotel's giving them a special rate. Again, I don't know what it is, but I just like that it has you have the flexibility of like I say, because my husband, if I bring him with me, he could, which he would, I mean, no lie, he would probably, or he'd go looking for hobby shops. But he would sit in the room all day long and watch YouTube. Watch his car stuff on YouTube while I'm doing that. No lie. He's not a social butterfly like me. So I'm getting this put together. And I'm going to go ahead and get this stitched together. Make sure I'm slipping here. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why is it? What do I see? I love the feel of this. The backing of this cork, I'm not going to lie, it feels kind of like leather a little bit. It's a real nice feel to this cork. It's not all of the cork feels this way, but this particular one does. So I really like it. My zipper tape is poking out from where the zipper pull was. Let me fix it so my zipper doesn't look all wonky. Trying to get it done, but not make my bag look crappy. There we go. All right. Again, sew it on the seam allowance that she gives you. I'm sewing 2 layers, the lining and the exterior with the zipper in the middle. It's like a zipper sandwich, Delphina. Oops. Yeah, it's just like a zipper sandwich. You do have to be careful when you're doing the binding on it, because you'll have the layers there. Because when you put it all together, you'll have your layers of this panel as well as this. So you do want to be conscious. And that's where sewing it with cotton would actually be, good if you sew it all with cotton and you're on a domestic. Yeah. Because you will have some layers in the end. Now, again, she has a video out there where she has a drop-in. I just haven't watched it on how to do that. I just, the binding is just on the ends. So, that's okay with me. So, there we go. We're going to post this out just like the other side. And we're going to top stitch again. I like that I've got all these little extra pockets in here. I love pockets. I love pockets. All right, I'm just going to top stitch. Get my stuff out of the way here. I got to watch myself with my snippers, my little snips that I have up here on my magnets. Last week, I cut my finger on the snips. I mean, it's the craziest thing. I raised my hand. I got my snips on the front of my machine on my little magnets, but I keep them out like sticking out like this. And my finger hit this thing, and I cut my finger right that. That's a nice little cut. I'm just like, how in the world? And I pickle my husband all the time about cutting his fingers and stuff on his crafts that he does, his modeling things that he does. I don't find you're not. Did I blip again? Yeah, I know. I'm just terrible. Ah! I just seen it blipped when I looked up. Are you still there, guys? I do need to get, okay, so I'm learning something with my internet. I need to get a mesh thing. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. All right, so you got your pieces all separate, done like that, okay? So you're still staying separate. All right. Now, keep laying your piece. Let me lower this a little bit so you can see better. Okay, so laying your piece flat out like this. You got your lining and your top pieces. Your main panels is what this is called. So you're going to lay it out flat like this. You're going to grab your pocket panels and you're going to lay your pocket panels wrong side of your pocket panels or lining side of your pocket panels straight down on top of this piece. Now, you're going to line this up to the bottom of your panel. Don't match your magnets. Make sure your magnets don't mess you up and try to pull it up. Because of course they will try to snap together. But you're going to line these up together. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sew just the 3 layers. Your lining panel, your lining panel lining, and then your main panel exterior. Your main panel lining stays separated from that. You're not stitching that in with this little bunch right here. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to give it a quick clip. 7, okay, it's 8 o'clock almost. Yeah, I'm going to have to get, like I say, with the new internet, I've got, this one did not come with the net. Now, you're going to do that to both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to baste just from here. Whoops, sorry. Just, get it close up here. Just from here, where the little divot comes out, you're just going to start from there and go back and just go to the other side. And you're going to do that to the other side. Again, keep that lining, inside lining of your bag out of the way when you do that. Hopefully I don't hit the camera. Yeah, where my fiber optics, it came with a net or web thing. Not web, mesh. I say it wrong every time. It came with a mesh. This one did not, which it's fine because it's a higher speed internet anyways. But I think this is the Marcel Barrel bag by Sincerely Jen. It's a 2021 pattern. This is what it is. Marcel Barrel bag, 2021 pattern. I do have it linked in my description. Oops, sorry about that. So let's get this basted. Yeah, it's just a cute little bag. It's a good size, and it's not, but it has a lot of space in it. Hit that pedal, man. Get her done. All right, I'm going to do it to the other side, the exact same thing. So it's kind of like got some repetitive motions because it's got equal sides, which is kind of neat. And I'm going to pull the other side. Let's see. Let's get it. I'm pulling my lining from my other side out of the way. So you're going to have your, this is the way it's going to look. You're going to have your linings dangly like that. Get that out of the way. My other panel, of course, hit the floor because where else would it go but on the floor? Get all the threads off of it. Match up the bottoms. All right. That. Hi, Cindy. Thank you for joining. Also, I did want to mention, if you're not a subscriber, if you don't mind going ahead and subscribing, I would appreciate it. Guys, I hit my 1,000. I also, let's see, where am I at? Let's see where we're at. I think I'm at 100. I think I'm at 1,040 now. 1,044. Woo! I just got to get my watch time hours up because they look at that too. And then once they get the watch time hours up, I may start being able to make a nickel per video, right? Oh, I'll be able to. I should, and that keywords is should, be able to get out more videos. I actually have recorded a tutorial for the Isabella. We did a live on it. I made one at 90% and did a tutorial on it. I haven't edited it yet. That's the problem. I gotta edit it. Woo! Say that 3 times fast. So, I'm trying a new format this year on my tutorials, and I'm trying to be better prepared on my lives, like have things done that should be done, like repetitive actions, things like that. Most common bag, like zipper pockets, linings. I mean, for lives, those things, we don't have to do those on lives. Those are great for tutorial watching, but for lives, we don't need to make a zipper pocket. All right, so again, we've got, see how we've got these together, and they will be like either touching or overlapping. That's where it's the way it's supposed to be, because when you snap it down, it kind of gives you a little bit of a arc. And then you've got your linings separated like that. Okay, so once you do that, you're going to grab your your lining piece, and you're going to get your panel base. Oops. Oh, I'm making an Atlas wallet for this bag too, to go with this bag, out of the same thing. I mean, they got the black interior and the exterior. I can't wait to make that. I'm going to do a full tutorial on the Atlas wallet, and I'm going to use this as my tutorial. Trying to get to that this week. I'm trying. Okay. Sorry, that was a side. That was my ADD side note there. Okay, so you're going to grab your lining base. Lining base. Get your center. Oh, yes, and that's true, Delphina, and thank you so much. It's a lot of work, especially since we both work full-time jobs. Editing videos is the vein of my existence. That's why I don't put out so many tutorials anymore. Try to sit down and edit a video after working on a computer all day long. Ugh, it's hard. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to attach I'm going to grab my lining piece here. Got my lining, my base lining, and we're going to stitch this on to just this piece here. Yeah, it's, I like doing it. I love doing the tutorials. I've got a couple planned and I got to work on this week. And, just editing them. I was doing like pauses while I was doing like finishing stitching and stuff, but I feel, let me get my seam allowance real quick. Okay, I'm just making sure I got the right seam allowance. Yeah, it's editing, Jeannie. It is when I started doing it, it was pretty bad. The first video that I actually put out was the Aurora bag by Petal. That was my first official tutorial. That was a long one. I actually, no lie, made that bag 3 or 4 times. 3 times, and I think the 4th was one that I actually posted the tutorial on, because I hated every single one that I did. And I still don't care for that one a whole lot. But then I got to the point where my lining's slipping, first of all. Let me get this lining. It's slipping. I got to the point where I Thought to myself, you know, darn it. That's slipped a lot before I seen it. I gotta take this out here. But anyways, yeah, it got to the point where I decided, you know, if they don't like it, nobody watches it, that's fine. It is a lot of work, and if nobody watched it, you know, it's sad. I won't lie. Because you do watch to see if somebody's watching you. I mean, that's just natural. That's the human nature. But that's kind of where I finally came up with that in my head, and that's why I continued doing tutorials. I got feedback. Some people liked it, obviously, some people don't, which I get. It's not my way I do tutorials is not for everybody. I personally like watching a lot of different way people do bags. What are you saying, Lindiana? What did I miss? That's what they are for, turning bags. But and that's kind of where I can say that's where I went with it. And I honestly enjoy doing the tutorials. I guess that's just the editing, but I do like it. I was telling my husband and I'm like, man, I have to do the tutorial. I got to get 2 tutorials done. I have to. And he's, don't say you have to. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, say you want to because you like doing it. I'm like, well, yeah. It's just getting the time. Getting the time to do it. All right, so I got that side on, and then I'm going to take it, bring it up to the other lining like that, and I'm going to put this other side on. This is really neat, too, how she puts the bag together. I'm telling you, oh, in 2026, too, I am going to try really, really hard to put out a pattern, at least the one. I am trying. I have these grand ideas on, it's actually a Bible cover is what it is. My daughter's been asking me to make her one. Well, I can't just make any old Bible cover. Just saying. So I have to make it fancy dancy. I have to do all kinds of things in my head. Because I figured, you know, there's all kinds of Bible, not all kinds, but there are several Bible cover out there. And I want to make it. And then also it can be made, if anybody doesn't want a Bible cover, a book cover. A really nice bag to carry your books in is what I want. You know, that's what I want to try to do this year. I got it. Whoa, I've got it in my head the way I want it to look and what I want in it. That part, the lining part, what I want inside is the easy part. Constructing that is easy as far as putting it together. It is the exterior and the way I want the zipper to go around it, to zip it up, is different. Oh, thank you so much, Jeannie. Yeah, I might, yeah, I'll probably reach out to a few of you guys, and see. I just have to, because it's the zipper panel. I want it to look a certain way. And while I love the ones that we, you know, years ago that we always carried, the quilted ones, they're awesome. I mean, I've got family members that's been carrying the same ones for years. But I just want something different. I'm trying to design stuff that's a little different. And there's a purse that I want to design, but I want to do this first because, and anyway. All right. So now we're going to grab our side panels. Now, I didn't do it yet, but I thought I'd just go ahead. What you're just going to do is your lining and your exterior. Check it out. I've got opposing strap connectors on the panels. I got the black on the check and then the check on the black. So all I'm doing is basting my side panels exterior to my linings, because this is the part that we're going to be binding, is the side panels. So I'm going to base this. You know, you guys too, this would be cute if you just took it up maybe 110%. Just take it up just a few. Oops, let me turn. I'm going to sew. I don't want to sew it this way because I don't want to, my D-ring to puff it up and mess it up. But let's do it this way. If I put a couple more clips, I would stop slipping. I'm trying to hurry and not do clips, but that's messing me up. All right. I kind of got very neutral with this. So I'm just going to base this on. But yeah, that's what I wanted to do this year. I want to design. I'm going to change my name. I'm not changing it. It's going to be Quilted Cactus. It will always have Quilted Cactus in it. I just want to add the word designs to it somehow. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep the word shop there and change it to designs. And the only reason why I put that word shop there when I came up with the name is there is a Quilted Cactus, the Quilted Cactus or something like that out there. It's not exactly like mine. So I added the shop there to separate me from the other one. So, there wouldn't be any kind of, issues with that. But I just wish I would have thought of the word designs when I thought this up. The violet. Is it similar to this one, Lindiana? Made the violet. Okay. I would imagine, like I said, I didn't watch it, but I would imagine on her drop-in, because I know she had this part done for the drop, when she did the drop. Like I said, I watched the very beginning of it. I just didn't watch the full tutorial to see how she actually did the drop-in. But I would imagine, because I know this part was done, but I would imagine the drop-in part would be stitching the zipper, so I don't, to the panels. I don't know. I get weary around drop-in linings around when the zipper is not on a placket, because I mess them up sometimes. All right, this is not flat. I've got puckers. There we go. And this vinyl is very soft. The Timeless Tones, it's a real soft vinyl. It's a very drapey vinyl. So if you need to interface it a little extra, go right ahead. If you want the sides to be a little more stiffer, you could use Decaville Light, but I just used a fleece is what I use. A real thin. All right. Let me just clean these little edges up real quick. Okay, it is a barrel. I'll have to check it out and see. I'll look to see what it the violet. I will check it out. Yeah, I've not really seen barrel bags before. Not a lot of barrel bags. All right. Let's not waste time. All right, so these are on now. So once you get, let's see. Let's look here. We got the sides on. Okay, repeat to attach the other side. Did that. Sorry, I'm reading. Oh, that's cute. And yeah, because that's kind of like a doctor, kind of, mimics a doctor's bag. I didn't even think about that. Okay, so let's see. Let me think real quick. Attach the other long side. Okay. Press the exterior contrast bottom panel away from the pocket panel. I'm reading it and I think I messed up. Make sure the light main. Okay. Press the exterior contrast bottom panel away from the pocket panel. That's the pocket panel right here. I have to think. I think I did something wrong. I'd already made this bag, so why am I... Okay, what did I do wrong? Okay. So I'm stitching it through all layers, right? Oh, yes. And I realize my pockets are a little long too. So I did tell you wrong. You are going to stitch your bottom panel to this too. You're going to stitch your lining, your bottom panel to everything. But remember, we didn't stitch this to this, but that's for a turning reason, not to that. So I did that wrong. So I'm going to stitch this on real quick. My lining's in the way. My pocket's in the way. But it'll be all right. I think this one, yeah, it'll be fine. That's a lot of bulk. Let me do something. Let me shorten up my pocket real quick. My pocket is, somehow I got my pocket just a little bit too long. I don't know how I did that because I used the measurement that she gave. So let me show you what I did wrong. Give me 2 seconds here. I just got to shorten my pockets a little bit. I'm just shortening it about 1 inch to keep it out of my seam allowances. I think I put my pocket lower because in her pattern she's using a welt pocket for the zipper instead of a zipper placket. I think I put my placket a little low than the way she does her welt pocket. So anyway, all right. So again, I messed up. When you sew the base on, you will sew it to the full piece, all pieces. The pocket panel and the main panel and the lining, they all get stitched together. So let me stitch that up real fast. But remember, but this part is correct. You still do not sew, when you do that top stitching, you keep that lining panel separated. Because that's where we're going to turn, that's going to be like a kind of a tube that you're going to turn your bag through. Just did something wrong. Hold on. I think, what did I do? I know I did something wrong. No, that's right, because I gotta still do this piece. Now you're gonna get your exterior main panel. Yeah. And sew that on. Now you could sandwich it, which I should have. But I had myself a little mixed up there for a quick second. So let's get our exterior main base, or a base for our bag, and put it on. I'm going to sew it to the other side all at the same time. So it's a few layers. This is a few layers. So again, if you've got a domestic, just be careful. Tweezers, where are you? Be careful of your fabric choices. But I really think I'm not going to quilt. I'm going to make a fabric one, but I'm not going to quilt it. I'm just going to make it, you know, just like her pattern, like her pieces and her pattern. Ugh, this stupid foam. I got this big foam that I'm using all this, trying to use this foam up, and it's in my way. It's 3 mil foam. It's nice and thick, and it's great for bases. But all right. Whip up the camera. I could, yeah, I could, you know, the quilted stuff, that's not the fabric, but there's like that, you could get something like Wonderground sells. So you're going to need a top stitch this here. So we're going to turn this right side out and top stitch on the base. The yeah, that would be cute. The quilted panel, the pre-quilted pieces, like what Keziah did, made when she made the Eva bag. That will be cute. Or like I say, you could just quilt a panel and then cut it out. Yeah. I can say Wonderground sells some really cute quilted pieces. All right, so we're going to go ahead and attach my linings. I've already got this sewn on, so I've got myself in a bit of a pickle right now. But that's, I mean, that's typical, right? Give me a quick second here. Oh. Let me put this on. I might have to, okay, so there's that exterior there. Give me a quick second to think about it. Yeah, I've got this back, not backwards, but because I stitched this on without stitching the other piece on, let me unstitch this real quick. I mean, you guys, if I don't have to if I don't unsew something, it's just not alive, right? If I ever did a live and I never had to unstitch something, you guys would think something's wrong with me. I'd be not be. Ooh, look at that mess. I would all right, let's do this a quick shake. Get all those fuzz dust bunnies out. Okay, put that together like that. I got all right, give me a quick second here. I got to get my brain to think. Okay, so my base is on there. I'm unstitched there. So there's that. I need to bring this the right sides together here. Repeat this attaching to the main panels, but do not pull the exterior around the lining so that the bottom panels and the main panels are aligned wrong sides together. Bottom panel, main panels, wrong side together. Exterior side out. That doesn't sound right. I'm getting confused here. I tell you what, it's ridiculous on the seam ripping that I've been doing lately. I did a test bag, and it was funny. Okay. My brain, I mean, I just made this bag, and I did fine without having to watch the tutorial again. So we gotta go this way. What am I missing? I'm missing something. Do we have to bring up Jen's video? Because Toni's just brain stopped? Yeah, I know. It's going to create the tube. What did I do wrong? Push the exterior contrast bottom. I'm top stitched. And then repeat to attach the other long side of the exterior contrast bottom to the bottom of the pocket panel and exterior. So we're going to stitch this to this, but we're not at the tube yet. She said it'll create a tube, so I've missed a step somewhere. So give me a quick second. Is that right? Is that what we're going to do? And then we turn it? No, that's not right. Yeah, I did. And you know, Jeannie, I watched the video a couple of times. I watched Kasai's video and I made the bag, but now all of a sudden I just went brain dead, and it's actually, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm kind of embarrassed because I've done made this bag. I've watched the video and my brain is not comprehending right now. And I know it's just a simple, something I'm missing simple. I'm all I am. I am. I am doing something real fast here. I am looking something up real quick. That's not what I want. I'm just double checking something. Sorry, this should have been not this difficult, and it really isn't difficult. It's just where is my wow. There it is. Welcome. Give me a quick second. That's what I'm doing, Jeannie. You got me. Sew the bottom to the outside and top stitch. Then do the other side. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. Here we go. But for some reason, let me turn it down. I just need a picture. I just need a picture. Okay. So this is what we got. Hold on. Come on, Kasaya. I got it on Kasaya's video right. What has she done? Does she have... That's right. That's right. Okay. I just watched. Hi, Judy. Oh, snowy Vermont. Oh, I know. I'd love to visit Vermont. Not in the wintertime. Sorry. So I almost had it right. So we're going to have to get the seam and per out. Guys, all I can do is laugh at myself. And I thought I knew this, but you know, I'm trying to do this without tearing this canvas because this is a thin canvas. We are, yeah, hi Judy. It's we're making the Marcel Barrel bag. I've made it before. I've watched some tutorials on it, and I tell you what, my brain, I'm having a senior moment. Having a senior moment. And I have got to rip this base off. So, let's see how fast we can do this, because I really didn't want to keep you guys tonight late. And this back stitching that I do, I need to stop back stitching so well. Because I got to remember, I back stitch it. You're not 9 chances, how many, what, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have to unstitch it, right? And I don't want to keep doing this because I don't want to tear my vinyl. You're going to make, like, really, oh, I know why there's so much back stitching here, because of the top stitching and the, gosh, you guys, I hope Jen didn't watch. I hope she's not here watching. She's gonna say, I don't know why I gave that girl permission to make my bag. All right, it's taking me a minute because I'm trying to be careful, because I've already top stitched my, and so if I can get it started enough, there we go. The problem is there's so much back stitching right here where I've top stitched and back stitched and stitched it on. It's ridiculous, the amount of the stitching that I've done on this piece right here. And how I didn't tear my vinyl is beyond me, quite honestly. So once I get this mess undone, we can get this done fast. Because to be honest with you, we're almost done. Thanks, Lindiana. I appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, and also if you're looking for a good laugh, subscribe to my channel. If you want to learn what not to do when making a bag, subscribe to my channel. And give me a thumbs up. Oh my. I call it a comedy of errors, I'll tell you. And then when I get off the tutorial and I talk to my husband, I'm like, I go to bed and I tell my husband, well, I did this, and he just laughs at me. And he's like, well, that's not any different. Oh. So, what I did, the very first thing that I did was correct, you guys. I should have went with my instinct and left it. Ooh, I got to be careful. I don't want to tear this. I mean, if I have to cut out another base, I could. I think I have enough of this left. But I don't want to. But anyway, so that was correct. It's when I went to sew on the base, I should have done the exact same thing, which you probably guys already figured it out. You're probably shouting at me. I always say, especially when Susan or Kasai's doing something and we're like trying to shout at the camera, or even Barbie, you're trying to shout at the camera like, don't do it, or stop. And we're all sitting here just concentrating on our little projects. And what a mess. We're all sitting here. If I didn't use black thread on this base, it wouldn't be so bad. And we're all concentrating, and it's like you're yelling at the camera. I always say YouTube needs a sound buzzer to get the attention of the live person, so they know to look at their camera. They know to look up. Oh my. Well, I want to just throw this out there. If you're a YouTuber and you want to do live sews, and you're worried about embarrassing yourself, well, can't beat me. I mean, I messed up on the slouch bag, which, oh, it turned out great when I fixed it. That's a gorgeous bag. My daughter eyeballs it. I had to put it away because my daughter eyeballs it. No, yes, yes, Lindiana. No, it's like, bzz, bzz, like, look up, look up. Yeah, my daughter keeps eyeballing the bag, and I put it away because she keeps looking at it. And it's not that I don't want her to have it. I would give it to her, but she would try to pay me for it. And I can't do that. I can't do that. She tries to pay me for stuff half the time that I give her. And she doesn't have a birthday coming up or anything. So it's not like I can give it to her and use that as an excuse not to pay me. But she will try to pay me for it. It's like my mom. She had me make her the Harrelson belt bag. My noodle head. Love that. I love that belt bag. I have one. And made one for my mom to carry on her trip. And she made me pay. She made me take money for it. And then she fell and broke her hip and couldn't go on her trip. And I'm like, Mom, she has it hanging in her room on her door, her closet door, like one of them hook things. And she looks at it. She goes, I look at it. All right, we're at the end. We are almost there. I'm gonna try. Oh, that's a big back stitch there too. Look at that. Look at that mess. Woo! That's a messy mess. Look at that mess. That's a messy mess. Oh my gosh. Look at that thread. Fortunately, I'm glad. Yeah. It's like, Mom's like, can I pay? I'm like, but you're Mom. You're my mom. You know? You raised me. I mean, I wasn't a bad kid, so, I mean, I can't say it's because I was bad, because, well, you know, I was a good kid. I was, actually. I had 2 other sisters that got into trouble all the time. So I didn't. I hid. I was the middle. I am the middle of 3 girls. So I kind of hid a lot. I was, believe it or not, the quiet one. The one that always kind of hid in the background. My older sister and my younger sister, they would have the fights. They would pushed all the buttons. Pushed my dad's, both of them would push my dad's buttons all the time. The only things that I did that was really bad was I don't like chili. And my mom made us chili for dinner one night, because she was working second shift. And me and at that time, my sister didn't like chili. And I talked her into putting chili back in the pot, thinking my dad wouldn't know. My dad knew. We got in trouble for that. I mean, little things like that. That's what I got in trouble for. All right, let's get this last bit of stuff out of the way here. This won't show up as much on the inside because that's the interior. I'm just trying to get these pieces off that's going to show up on the final product that I can't pull out once it's sewn together. I'm missing comments too. Oh, I'm so Diane. Well, that's, you know, I don't think they're watching, but I have family members that love my bags, comment how much they love my bags, and they'll be like, oh, I wish I could get your bag, blah, blah, and you make beautiful bags and everything. And they don't buy them, and then they're walking around with Coach bags and stuff like that. And it's like, whatever. And then I have my great niece. She's like, you know, she's 17. she's getting ready to turn 18. She graduates from high school, and she's, you know, she's all about, has to wear, you know, it was Lululemon, and now, of course, she's, you know, older, so she's got to have Coach or stuff now. She buys her own bags. Her mom won't buy them. Well, her mom does buy them sometimes for her birthday and stuff. But anyway, oh, I wish I could, I don't like this, guys. I have to clean this a little bit. But anyway, I like to pick on her all the time. All the time I pick on her about it. And at Christmas, the white elephant gift was one of Sonar's key fob wallets. I gave away one of my key fob wallets for the white elephant. And my sister-in-law, which is her grandmother, ended up getting my, well, let's reword this. She picked my white elephant bag because she knew which one was mine. And she knew I had something in there that I made. So she picked my bag. And Miss Little Ella, she's like, oh, I like that wallet. Let me see it, Mama. And I'm like, no way. It's not Lululemon. It's not Coach. You can't like my stuff. That's what I do to her all the time. She's funny. All right. So, we're back to sewing. Well, that was what? A 15-minute detour, and you guys listen to me ramble on about goop. And then, you know, it's fine. However, you know, my sister-in-law she said she's seen someone. They were out right after Christmas. They went a restaurant or something, her and her family. She says she's seen somebody a stranger carrying one of my bags. I'm like, yeah, right. I don't know. I mean, it's possible because where she lives is, let me go back to my pattern. I had 3 shows where she lives, craft shows, so it's quite possible she did. But I like, you know, I'm like, yeah, right. People, you don't see my stuff being carried around out in public except for, you know, what I made for family members. But quite honestly, I'm sure there is because I did sell, you know, several bags at these shows. And they were around where she lives and where she went, you know, the restaurant and stuff she went to, which is not far from me. She lives about 20 minutes from me. All right, let's hope I don't... Whoop! There goes another clip flying across the room. I've got me a bigger garbage box at the bottom of my machine that I throw when I scoop things off to the right. Got me a bigger box to throw my stuff in. It's bigger, round. It's more dense or shallow. But it's supposed to catch more. So we'll see how much thread I have to sweep off the floor. All right. So this is what we're supposed to be doing. Okay. Remember, if you want to figure out what to do wrong, watch me. All right. So you're going to take these, attach this like this. And then like I did it right the first time, sew this bottom panel on. Like I said, you guys probably knew it the right way. And you're like, what in the world is she doing? And then you're going to pull it. Pretty cool. All right. Yeah, it just so happened the video that I watched, when I stopped the video that I watched the Casillas when I was watching her make the bag, it was right at the point where you pulled it through. So it was pretty neat. And funny thing is, this video that she made was 4 years ago when the bag pattern came out. Charlotte was at the beginning of the video. Man, she's grown so much. She reminds me of my niece Ella, the one I'm talking about. How tall she is at her age, because she just turned 13, and Charlotte is very tall for her age. I seen her last year. I seen Charlotte, and she's already matured a lot more just in the year since I seen her. Anyway, I mean, you act like this, you know, you talk about the kids like, you know, they're family members of yours because you know them so well, your friends' kids. But anyway, she, gosh, she was so young and such a baby face. And she's got such a mature face now. But, anyways, my niece Ella is like that. She's taller than her mom. She's taller than her dad. And they call her Sasquatch because she grew so fast. And my sister-in-law, her grandma, Mama, she calls her Mama. My sister-in-law, she's only 5'1", but my brother-in-law, he's 6'1". So there's a foot between the two, and Ella has apparently taken after that. So she's a tall girl. All right, so we're going to attach this base to this. And of course, where did it go? The floor. Oh my gosh, my sides are on the floor too. Oh my goodness gracious, guys. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. I gotta go downstairs and get my stuff. You know, if I put it back in my little tray, I really, oh, the fuzzies of this black thread is driving me crazy. It's like having those fuzzies on a shirt. That's what this reminds me of. All the fuzzies on the black thread. All right. Let's get this sewn together and let's get it finished off. Because it is 9 o'clock. And this bag should not have taken me 2 hours to complete. Just saying. It should not have. Just saying. So I'll tell my husband, well, you know, I wasn't planning on doing this for so long. But you know me, I gotta mess it up. So my goal in 2026 is not to mess up on a bag during a live at all. That would be an awesome, awesome achievement. All right. Oops, we're still hooked on there. All right. So now let's make this here. I'm trying to catch comments. Did I? No, I did not, Lindiana. And you needed that button. I will get it. You do the final top stitching on this through the zipper. So let's, we'll unzip it and do it. We'll do it. We'll get it. Because when you do the, the other side of the exterior, you do have to stitch through the, tube, like from the top down. So we'll do that for both, which it's not going to be ideal, let's say. Let my tablet out of the way here. But we'll get it. Thank you for reminding me. These fuzzies. Only the outside. Yes, right. I am going to trim down the seam allowances of this just a little bit. I'm just going to trim it down, like go from that to that, just to cut that bulk out. But we're going to top stitch first. Let's see how I can do this, guys. You know what I'm going to do? Let's do this. Let's see. We're going to get it. We may not top stitch at all. Because, yeah. I'm not unstitching at all. Not unstitching. I am not top stitching. So, let me tell you something. Don't put this together on the bottom yet until you top stitch this. But when you put the other side on, when you have both sides, because you'll top stitch this with it open, so that'll be easy, the one side. But when you have to top stitch the other side, you will top stitch it through the zipper You kind of peek through the zipper. I could probably do it, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm not messing with it. It's not going to be ugly that it's not top stitched. And I don't think anybody will really notice that it's not top stitched. So I'm going to trim. I'm going to trim down only, like, I'm going to go about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch in, and then trim that bulk out. Not going to, I'm going to keep these wide. So when I sew it, the ends on, yeah. What a dweeb. Yeah, I know. This probably, if I sell this bag, yeah, I'll have to do some serious looking at it before I decide to sell it. I mean, it'll be cute nonetheless, but yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead. Since I didn't top stitch, I'm going to cut some of this bulk out since I didn't top stitch. So that way it should lay a little better. But this, you would not, obviously would not do this if you top stitch the right way, because man, oh man, oh man. All right. So now you're going to grab your piece. Going to go through the lining and pull the main panel through. So you got your hand in your lining, grab your main panel like this and pull it through like this. Just give it a grab, pull it in. Just be careful, of course, you don't want to mess your lining up. I'm going to back up for this. I need to unzip the zipper. Might make it a little easier. I don't know that it's going to make it easy. Oh, God, my fingers. Nope. Just get it and do it. Just do it. Grab a hold of it and just manhandle it. There we go. Squish it. It's supposed to go through. If I can just scrunch it just enough. Yeah, Lynn and my hands are hurting right now. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Oh. That's why I like drop-in linings or binding bags anymore. I mean, you still have to do some kind of turning in bags, but I tell you what, if you do make this go to like 110%, oh my goodness gracious, I can't get a hold of it. I can't. Hang in there. Come on, Toni, you can do this. Okay, let's pause that. I can't get this video to pause. There we go. There's nothing better than watching another video while you're making a video, right? All right. This should not be this difficult. If I could just grab it and pull it. I'm just so afraid I'm going to rip the lining, but I probably won't. I think that's part of my problem. There we go. This is almost like birthing a bag, isn't it? We're almost there. I can feel the power coming through. Oh. I think we're going to have to do some... I think this will be a Voltaren night, guys. It's there. I just got to get that final push. Look at that. Oh. Alrighty. Now I just got to straighten it out. This is how I do this stuff, so I don't have to... This is the easiest way for me to do it. My lining's a bit tight, but that's fine. We got it. We got it. All right. So now we got it. We got our... Make sure you know your top center is the center of your zipper. Make sure you have your lining lined up. Oh. With your pieces here. I'm going to throw a couple clips here just to hold it in place, because this is where you're going to sew your sides on now. So I'm just kind of putting some there just to give it a marker. Now, keep in mind, when you do all this, I think you told me that, Lindiana, Penetrex. I've never heard of that. Is that prescription only, or is that over the counter? And does it help? Because Voltaren don't help much either. That's why I went to the doctor today. I have to readjust something on my hands. Okay, so let's take these off. So we're going to get this all nice and fit. Now your lining will be a little more snug than the exterior, but once you start putting this on, then it should still line up nicely. So you're just going to, of course, center, make sure your lining side out, and then you've got your exterior inside, and then you're just going to go ahead and sew this on. Keep in mind, this is what's going to be bound, of the part of the bag that's going to be bound. So I'm just matching up my centers, making sure my... I can clean that up some, though. Making sure my... I'm marked on my centers here. Just matching up my centers with the base of my piece here. This is just a slightly... I need to shift it over just a little bit. There we go. This wants to bunch up here at the top, and it shouldn't be doing that. All right. Okay, yeah, I do use my FSA or HSA. I think mine's HSA. I think that's the one I use, is HSA. But I do use my HSA for that stuff because it is not cheap. But I tell you what, it really needs it, especially on the nights when I'm trying to sleep. My hands are hurting where I can't... I sleep with my hands up around my face. And so it's hard sometimes to hold my hands to sleep. It hurts too much. I also found out today that I could have phrase or I don't know. It's the contracture thing of your fingers. I think that's why these hurt so much. So I had to make an appointment with my hand surgeon. I mean, it's something that probably will never progress to much of anything, because it's one of those things where it could progress. It couldn't progress. Yeah. We'll see. It is what it is. I'll sew as long as I can. Make videos as long as I can. Until I can no longer can. So we're just getting her all clipped up. I'm putting a few extra clips in here than normal. You may, if you want, you can use the staples. Where? Oh. Is what's wrong with my hands? You mean when I talk about? I mean, I have erosive osteoarthritis in my hands. I don't know if you can tell. See my fingers there. This finger, it just boop boop boop. There's nothing. There's nothing there in between here and here. It's gone. There's nothing. But that's the one that doesn't hurt as much. This is the one that hurts a lot. That my index fingers, I mean, just absolutely, right now, this one is absolutely killing me. But on this hand, right through here, hurts. I mean, it's like sometimes I can't pick up things. I use my thumbs a lot. There we go. She's all clipped up. I just have to be careful because there's spots that want to pucker. So I just got to be careful as I go around, and I'll just flatten it. I mean, she has a good seam allowance. I think that'll help too with puckers. Oh, now I'm having a hard time turning my stitch length down. All right. I am using black. I'm going to use black fold over elastic on the inside of the bag. I started to use matching, but I didn't want to have to change my thread and do all that kind of stuff with this bag while I'm sewing alive. So I think it'll be fine to use the black. Anyway, it'll just be a little scary as you go around the bottom because it's tight and you got to have it right up against your machine. But I'm going to start here on the long side because it's easier. So let's go ahead and get this off going. It is a deep seam allowance, so you just got to really work with this. I'm thinking, let me double check, make sure that's correct before I continue. I can't remember if the yeah, she does use a deep seam. Okay. Let me get my thing out so these get flat so I don't have puckers in here. It is tight. My lining is a lot tighter than my main panel. Not 100% sure. I might have gotten too big on my seam allowance when I sewed my lining base to the base of my lining to the lining pieces, the side linings, because of all that unstitching. I think that's what part of the reason why it's a little tight, a little extra tight. There we go. My lining wants to slip. I might have to throw some staples in when I do the other side. There we go. Just getting that little barrel shaped is always going to be the problem. You know, you can always cut things the right way, but when you sew them, you just got to be careful. The new bag of the month, I did see it. I am the bag of the month. It's a cute little bag. I haven't made it, well, not obviously. No, I have not made it. But if anybody hasn't signed up for it, I would suggest it. It's fun. It's, I think it's 20 bucks or 25. I forgot. I know I did the early bird pricing. On it. Hold on. My thing moved here. I did the early bird pricing, so it was a little cheaper if you do the early bird pricing. But, you get 3 patterns. Of course, you don't know what they are until they're released. But I mean, if you like 2 of the 3, it's more than paid for itself. I mean, patterns are, you know what, $12, $13, depending on, of course, the designer. But they're 12. Some of them are, you know, $15, $16, depending on the designer. So I would recommend it. I didn't do it the last quarter. It's like three quarters out of the year, I think. 3, I think they take a break. In the summertime, I think is what it is. Or at the end of the year. I can't remember. I know I didn't do it I didn't do the very last one, but I have actually done it several years in a row. I'm just watching, making sure I'm not slipping. I feel it's just a tad bit slipping, so we're okay with that. As long as it's not more than 1/8 of an inch, I'm good. This is, I'm not gonna lie, this is the hardest part right here. But I made it worse by sewing my seam allowance too big when I sewed my base onto my bag. You just kind of got to scrunch it to work it in. I just hope I'm not slipping that much. Now you could do a basting stitch like Keziah does. Probably should do a basting stitch. That will help it. And then that way you can go back on the full seam allowance. We probably will not do the binding tonight. I can do that. I will do that another day. But I'll turn it right side out and show you what it looks like without the binding. But that wasn't too bad. I only slipped right here. Well, there's a little bit here, but not much. But that's it. So that's not too bad. Not too bad. All right, let's sew this other side on. Then we'll flip it and I'll show you. Like I say, I'll do binding another night. It's late. And we don't need to do binding tonight because you can still see the bag without the binding. Anybody is not used to binding? Anybody here that doesn't do binding? Oh, Marilyn, we were at the meet and greet and I'm trying to remember which one. So we have met each other. We just don't. I remember the one lady I sat by when we were doing the table, when we were playing the games. I can't remember her name. That's sad. Well, that's been a year ago. So, you know, when you get old. I do remember people sitting at the table. I can visualize us all at the table. At the one end was a young lady and her mom. And actually they are, her mom, I think, lives just north of me, up the interstate from me. I had the lady that was next to me. I can't remember. She was from Dayton or Columbus. I think she's from Columbus. The one that sat next to me, Ohio. Was across, oh, you were across the table from me. Well, Marilyn, I got to remember, I'm going to have to get the picture. Well, no, the picture, I don't think, did we take a picture that day of all of us at Swag Dash? Not Swag Dash, but the meet and greet last year? Well, what made you remember that it was me? What was the, when I was talking about it maybe earlier? I had just started doing a lot of videos on my YouTube channel at that day. I was talking to, gosh, I wish, I mean, you know, I've got her business card, and I do believe I still have it. The lady I sat next to. Because we talked a lot, obviously, because we sat next to each other. But Marilyn, you sat across from me. Was I that memorable that you sat across from me? When you mentioned the change, oh, yes. Oh, you did. There is a picture of us. Okay. You're going to have to, I'm going to have to look it up. Yeah, she has grown up so fast. And then Susan's little girl, she's so cute. She's tiny. I think she kind of reminds me more of her husband, her dad. There we go. Let's get this sewn on, and then I'm going to turn it, and then we'll do a reveal, and then like I say, we'll do the binding. I'll do the binding at different. Yeah, I had just, when we went there, I'd only had my YouTube channel going for about 6 months, and I just started getting into tutorials. Just started. I was, but I started this just to show my bags, which I don't hardly do anymore, and I need to get more into that. Because a lot of people want to see what I make, and since I'm so bad about trying to get, I want to put my stuff on Etsy, and I'm so bad about sitting down and doing that. I'm hoping with my daughter's new job, she can help me more, because she'll have more time. She won't be working 1,000 hours a day and stressed out to the max. Of course, she has other interests. She wants to have a life. I don't know why. Well, uh-oh. Nope, we're slipping just a little bit. Hold on. Let me fix this before I said I was going to staple, didn't I? And I didn't staple. There we go. I just got to get my... Yeah, I met Diane at Swag Dash. That was fun. Sat next to Diane. So I can remember because I sat next to her. And then next to Diane was a young lady that's from not far from where I live. She actually doesn't live far from my sister-in-law. And she actually remembered me, well, my name of my Quilted Cactus name, because we were in a craft show together. Little did we know that we both watched Kasaya. I remember her booth, because when I did a walk around, I remember, I told my daughter, I said, oh no, there's another person that's selling bags kind of like me. Not everything was like me. She had some different things in there. And but I knew she had watched, by her bags, she was into some of the bags, you know, the vinyl type bags and stuff. But what did I call it? Purple Elephant? She's a real sweet girl. She done a lot of craft shows. She was telling me about some of the craft shows she did, which made me think to check a lot of schools. I slipped, guys. I slipped off my seam allowance. There we go. She kind of gave me the idea of the schools, doing a lot of the schools and stuff. And that's what I'm trying to focus on, doing a lot of schools or indoor events. I might do a couple outdoor, but I don't do well on the outdoor. I keep moving. I'm not pushing my bag down enough, and I keep slipping off of my seam allowance. Thank goodness this is going to be hidden by some good old fold-over elastic. Just saying. Just saying. All right. Final stretch. Final stretch. As they say in Mario game. Mario. This is not the best. I'm not going to lie. This is not the best. All right. I'll clean all that up. No, well, I slipped at the very bottom. I thought I slipped a lot more than I did, but I just slipped right there. So I'll clean that up, of course, before I put on my fold-over elastic. But here's what the inside looks like. I got my cute little 2 pockets, my cute little tag. Now, we're supposed to have this unzipped. It would make it easier, right? All right, guess what, guys? We're going to do another turn and burn. And then I'm going to have to turn it right back side out, but that's fine. It's fine. It'll be another day. So let's turn this. You turn it right side out from the zipper. There we go. I should holler for my daughter to come down here and do this. Oh, no, we got it. We got it. I got to look at that name again, Lindy, and of what that is. Yeah, I know I should. I can, Lindiana. Years ago, I did sell a pack of fabric on Etsy. This was before I started doing bags seriously doing bags, or however you want to say it. When I was doing a lot of my fabric bags and stuff. Let's go. But anyway, I sold 1 pack. I had 2 of the same. I sold 1 and I took the other one off because it hurt me to sell that pack of fabric. But I'm to the point now, it's not going to hurt me to sell. Especially if it goes to, one of you guys that I know. If you guys are interested, it's like, it's going to a good home. Oh my goodness gracious, you guys. If I can just give it that good push, how I was going to sit there and compare it to having a baby, but that's fine. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm sorry, you guys. I just want to show it. That's all I want to do. I bet you when I turn it right back out, wrong side out again, it would probably be like lickety split easy because I won't be on camera. They're hurting. Yes. They're hurting. Oh. I just got to get a hold of a spot. I was kind of hoping my daughter would come down here with the dog, but she kind of tries to be nice and not bother me. But if she came down here with the dog, I'd have her give it a push. But I think we got it. I think. Thank goodness my thumbs haven't My thumbs haven't given out on me yet, but they probably will because I keep using them for everything. Fist. Let's fist it. Let's punch it. Well, we'd been done 20 minutes ago if I didn't have difficulties turning this bag. I think we got it. Ah, guess what? What? Oh my Lanta. My hand surgeon knows I make bags too. We had a big conversation when I had my carpal tunnel surgery a couple years ago. We had this whole big conversation about bags and sewing and everything. So he knows he's got to save my hands, right? Oh, that's so cute. Don't look bad not top stitch at the bottom. You can't. I mean, if you'd known that I was supposed to do it, you would know it. Because this is just a cute little bag. The cuteness makes it not noticeable, right? Yeah, you can't even tell that it should be top stitched. I'm just kind of work it a little bit. All right, let's get the camera raised up. I mean, we got the handles, which I didn't do strap ends or anything on the handles because it's all black and the ends look nice. So you don't need to do any kind of hardware. So of course, don't forget your straps. But I'm going to use. I've got the crossbody already done. This is the 1 inch. I got this from Zipper Valley last year. Last time, actually, is the last time I ordered from Zipper Valleys before everything. But I like this cute little 1 inch. So we're going to go with doing the crossbody to show off the bag since the handles still have to be put on. Let me zip it up. Oh my gosh, so cute. And these 1/2 inch snaps still work well. Again, like I said, I got 3/4 inch. The 1/2 inch ones still work well. That is, oh, I like it. All right, let's get this done so everybody can go to bed, including me. Like I said, it's been a long day. I was up early, doctor's appointments, cable people, and alive. I'm exhausted. Well, not exhausted. Really, I'm not exhausted. All right, let's adjust this out a little bit. There you go. So cute. Maybe it was worth the pain. It was worth the pain. I tell you what, you know, if it wasn't worth it, if it wasn't, I wouldn't continue doing this. I would just but see, there's the side. I got the black with the check side. I mean, obviously I didn't punch that out. There's the back. My cute little name tag. Boom, boom. And this, you got your zip, you got your pockets here. And then you've got, whoop, get a hold of it. There you go, the interior. And I got, again, I put an extra zipper pocket. You could do a slip pocket or just make just the one zipper pocket. And it's easy to get into. For having the zipper stops here, it's easy to get into. I always worry about having it so tight that you can't get your hands in there. But, and again, I'm making the Atlas wallet to go with this bag. It's the Petals pattern. that I did a live on that lost half of it. I'm going to do a tutorial with this and show you how to do the Atlas wallet. Working on that this week, and that's going to go, I'm going to make that to go in this bag. Is that not too cute? Too cute. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't look at the mess that is around me. Oh, that thing right there. See that? Back when I was doing a lot of quilt making and I had was building up my thread. I asked my husband for a thread holder. All I wanted was like, you know, those ones you buy at the stores. That's what I got. You open that cabinet up, it's a thread holder. He handmade that. That is how awesome. My husband is an awesome, he just doesn't do it much, and he just doesn't like to do it much anymore. But yeah, he made that for me. It's got, when he made it with a whole big, I've got this whole big thing that goes with it. I just don't have the room for it here. But that is my thread cabinet. I just have my cotton threads in there stuff. But anyways, don't look at the rest of the room. Anyways, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please give me a subscription. I've been looking, my hair is so flat today. But anyways, good night. And we'll talk soon. We'll see, maybe next Monday. I'll try next Monday to make something and try not to make a mistake. Good night, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.